We got any questions? Anybody? No? Did anybody come last night?
Yeah.
Pretty exciting, wasn't it? How much of it's gonna, I don't know.
How much a difference in speed when you first started the World Finals now?
I think it's about as fast as it ever was, honestly, you know. I mean, one thing that's happened to the Monster Jam truck has gotten a lot heavier because to withstand so much air and all the elevation and all the gravity and all everything hitting the ground, they've gotten heavier and heavier and heavier. You know, the first truck I drove was about 9,500 pounds, and the last truck I drove was almost 13,000. You know, so that's part of what they slow them a little on the high speed. But the suspension's better, the steering's better, the brakes are better. So that part is probably quicker, if that makes sense, around the track. But the actual speed along straightaway is probably not quite the same. What's that? Favorite club. Love that one. And then when Neil Elliott drove my second truck out, and I jumped over the top of that, that was really I didn't know that would even happen. I didn't even know if I could make it. And then when he drove in the water pit, all the water fell off the other side and made it real muddy, and I thought I took off and it was spinning. I thought I ain't gonna make it over it. That was a pretty risky move to start with. It worked out.
Hi.
Hello, Logan.
I know her real well. She's worked at Monster Jam University a lot, trained. She's driven how many events have you driven in?
I don't know a number of events these guys might know better than
Wayne?
I, but Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, that's my favorite.
Still my favorite, yep. Monster Mutt Nation and Loghan. And it's been a ton of fun. I get to learn from comments all the time, which is just humbling. And I think we have a lot of fun together.
We do have a great time there. Try to make it fun for people when they're there driving and learning, and you know, trying to never make fun of them, but we have fun. Typically, we work in groups of three. That's 3 drivers, so one person's on the track, another 2 are watching always, and it works real well. And you know, by the time she goes, she can kind of see what they're doing, and we feed from one another, and then we video all day. And then we have like classroom sessions, and we go over the video on a big screen TV, and it's amazing to see how much better they get in a hurry, honestly. Some days it doesn't feel like that, but we're always looking for progression. There's a lot of work to put all that dirt in the stands. The first thing you have to do is take all the seats out. Does that make sense? So the seats, they weren't in bolt. They were made in the concrete in a sense. So they cut every one of them, and then they're going to make plates and bolt them back in for next year, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's quite a bit of work. So they've been working on it a good week, and they'll have it out pretty quick. They have a lot of people here working on it. They'll probably have it out all the way out pretty clean in 2 days. I've seen that.
The entire team, like all the people involved.
Yes. Like, so a typical stadium, you probably have, say 7 to 8 dirt guys. That's all they do is work with the dirt. Here you probably got 15. You know, it's a lot of extra stuff.
How big is your crew? Like everyone involved.
They're here at this event. You know, counting people like Loghan and I and everybody. There's 100. It really is. Pit party. You know, there's a lot to be set up there. Just catering alone. You know, there's 500 people a day to feed here. Okay. Think about that.
How does the dirt feel?
You know, it's a good track. I mean, it's slick enough, I would say, that you can make a nice, drifting corner. But if some of you saw a lot of people were getting in trouble, they would come in hot, and then they wouldn't continue the momentum, and their tire would catch up, you know, and it'd be 1-to-1 with the dirt, and then they'd roll right over pretty easy. If you watch the people that really did well, like Blake Granger, Camden Murphy, they did a good job of keeping the drift going and staying on the throttle longer and quicker. So what they do is And I was kind of working with Camden. Camden's a real good friend of mine, and he works at Monster Jam University every day, pretty much. He's worked with Loghan a lot. And I'm like, Cam, you need to go in freaking hard and stay off the throttle very little, turn the rear on early and get off of it real early, if that makes sense, so he could drift it and come right on line. And he went from 5th to 1st in his group, so I might try to spot him a little bit tonight. Don't tell nobody, but Loghan, don't tell nobody.
I saw a few people were taking it like almost a different strategy, where instead of being on the gas kind of all the way through, I think Cole Bernard was doing it where he was kind of off and then he gunned it right as he got to the end of the berm and kind of slingshotted it.
You know, but you know, part of their secret is, you know, he's with Jamie Garner, and Jamie's got really big motors that make a lot of power, and you know, Zach, if you watch Zach Garner last night, he was, I don't know, 4th fastest or something, 3rd. He's really well. He kind of just went around the corner, man, but when he lays on that throttle in the straightaway, he was catching everybody, if that makes sense.
Those things pick up,
So if
yeah.
maybe he's got in his mind, you know, last year he certainly was somewhat of a surprise, but he's a really good driver. But when he, you know, last year he, you know, if he gets a corner figured out just a little bit faster, he's going to be really fast.
Let him go first.
Where are the wood piece long tracks from? Like, where you see on the track sometimes?
Oh, like yesterday?
Yeah, like yesterday.
Some wood, like wood chunks on the track.
Wood chunks on the track, was there some? Sometimes just, you know, parts fall off the trucks. I've seen a few times, what was it, Jurassic Attack lost part of his horn, and you know, different things that might be so in accident. I'm thinking MetLife someday. I'm thinking Las Vegas at Raider Stadium. Yeah, maybe there. A lot of people talk about Glendale forever because it's a big floor.
Yep.
Everybody likes Glendale.
Hometown.
So yeah, I'm saying some of those are ones they've talked about. This is a, you know, an intimate stadium. It's very small. There's not a bad seat in the house, you know. I mean, going up in the stands, I would have loved to try that. How about you, Logan? Would you like to try that?
Absolutely. Trying to see which truck I can sneak into back there.
I'm going to tell you something about Logan, and she's not going to brag on herself, but she's petite, right? You know, but how fast have you been in a jet car? She used to drive jet cars.
Did, yeah. I've been 271 miles per hour in the quarter mile, which was amazing. And yeah, that was a part of my life that I'll never forget, but I'm happy to be going a little bit slower in these trucks. There's actually way more fun to be had in the trucks than in the jet car because you can actually enjoy it. Exactly. With the jet cars, it was super cool, but I couldn't enjoy it because it was over in 5 seconds. So you're like, oh, okay, cool, I'm at the end. The chutes worked, everything's good.
I think about the fastest I've ever been is like 110.
Hey, sometimes that's fast enough.
Was there in a rental car there?
Yeah, probably so. Late for the airport, right? The borrowed sock, that's all.
Quarter mile, right?
You did for a while. That wasn't like one time.
I did, yeah. I was
How many
actually,
years?
I worked for them for 4 years, like crew chief, which if you know anything about me now, I am not a fan of clothes. So it was a miracle that they taught me how to crew.
Oh, probably a move.
I don't know. I can't tell you what it is, but I'll try to let you have to guess it. No?
So,
There it is. Indoor stadium before.
Yeah, the small one we're at.
That is going to be exciting.
There you go.
It was exhibition, so we need you to get through.
Start of a roller coaster. Any other guesses?
Grind rail? Grind rail?
Grind rail? I don't know. But I bet you find out.